We have a problem which says intersection of two lists, and the problem says, as the title of the problem says, it is we have to write up a function to get the intersection of the two lists. For example, if we have A which is like this and B which is like this, then you should return the common elements which is 1 and 3, basically the intersection of those lists. So one brute force solution could be like we have the one list, we iterate each element in the first list and check whether the element is in the, so we will create a resultant list, and if that element is in, or you can say in B, we would append that element into the resultant list and return the list, sorry, yeah, result list. Okay, here we missed the if. Yeah, it works. If we submit it, it also works. But let's find a more better solution, how we can optimize it. First of all, what we can do is that if, let's say, we decide to sort this. So for example, if we sort this, or they are probably already sorted in the inputs. So let's say, or what we can do, create a hash map where we enter this and enter this. So this takes n into, let's say, the length of the list in A is, you can say, n, and length of elements, like the number of elements in B would, let's say it is bm. So the time complexity of this solution would be n into m, big of n into m. So if we, and the space would be constant, space would be, you can say, the number of common elements, or for the algorithm it would be one constant. So let's say if we have the result and we create also the hash map as well, in which for element in A, if the element not in, sorry, element not in the hash map, then add that element into the hash map, or you can increase the counter. Now for element in B, if element in hash map element -1. So this isn't required, we just have to check that the element is in the hash map or not, and it takes up to like constant amount of time. So we simply can say that if element in hash map, then we would return, like, append it to the element and return the result. This also works, but this I think, like, if we would have coded this in C, or we can implement that thing in Python as well, but because in that manner the hash map would be starting from 0 up till a certain number n, where the limits of that like the limits of the elements are given, then we would have probably set it as 0 till the number of, like, the upper limit which is mentioned for that element. Can we improve this further? Let's try to submit it and see whether it accepts all the test cases or not. Like, we have to find the intersection, or simply what we can do is that we have the list. One thing we have to check is that if A and B contains the same element for the same number of times, and that would, like, for example, A contains 1 2 times and B also contains 1 2 times, so there should be 1 1 in the list, or it says intersection of the list. But if that is not the case, like if 1 1 is present here and same 1 1 is present over here, and we have to return just 1 1, then we can simply use the set. Like here we have A and B as set of A, set of B, and simply would return, like we can say, list of A dot intersection B. Yeah, this also works fine, but I wanted to check whether this runs on all. There are only 2 test cases provided. Let's get think of a better solution over here. Like let's assume the lists are sorted. So what we can do is that create an iterable I for A and create an iterable J for B, and while iterable I is less than iterable J, increment J, and while iterable J is less than the element at ith index in A, then increment J. When it is equal, append that in the results. If it isn't equal, like it is already greater, then move to the increment both I and J. Yeah, for example, I is here. Let's get a hint of are we heading towards the correct path or not. So this is the simplest way, append plus J. Okay. In case you forgot to iterate over a list, yeah, that is okay. This was our first. We can improve the code by using the list comprehension. The original code was doubly nested for loop, which meant the time complexity of the code was O of n square. Can we try to do the better than that using a Python dictionary or set? Yeah, we can, and we had done it. Or using the set without the intersection method of the set. What we can do is that create the set of A for element in B if element in A, then result dot append element and return result. We can define the result as an empty list before iterating. Yeah, that also works. Yeah, probably submitted to check. There are just 2 test cases, so it won't matter. Yeah, we can use a list comprehension as well, like element for element in B if element in A. Yeah, that also works. Can we think of to use these data structures to write an more efficient code, meaning the runtime utilizes a hash table? Okay, lookup operation would be, yeah, I think we have arrived to the correct code. We have already solved it. Thanks.